My name is Isabel, and I'm from Texas, a state that borders the Gulf of Mexico. So today I want to talk about harmful algal blooms, their possible causes, and then a possible solution. So harmful algal blooms, or HABs, are when normally microscopic algae clump together and then rapidly reproduce. And they can harm their environment due to toxins that the blooms produce, as well as just the presence of a large cloud of algae that can cover large spans of water. My hypothesis for a solution to harmful algal blooms is that if we transition to using phosphorus-free fertilizers and detergents, then the water runoff would be filled with fewer nutrients to stimulate harmful algal bloom, especially those which produce harmful toxins. So harmful algal blooms can occur along the entire coast of the United States and inland because they can occur in both freshwater and saltwater environments. I want to focus on the Gulf Coast in Texas today, though, because we have to start small when approaching such a large problem like this. Some may wonder what the big issue is with having harmful algal blooms, but they truly can be detrimental to an entire ecosystem. The large clouds of algae can deplete sunlight for other underwater vegetation, as well as deplete oxygen levels through excessive oxidation or decomposition. On the other hand, many harmful algal blooms also produce toxins that can kill fish, birds, and mammals, just like humans. They can also lead to respiratory or digestive tract problems, memory loss, seizures, lesions, and skin irritation. So this over here is a map from the U.S. National Office for Harmful Algal Blooms that shows the distribution of HABs in the U.S. As you can see right over here, for such a small coast, Texas had multiple instances of different HABs in just 2019 alone. In an article from the Texas Tribune, shows us that it's not just a coastal issue as well. By November 2019, in Austin, a city about as central to the state as you can get, 5 dogs had been killed by swimming in Lady Bird Lake that had been infested with harmful algal blooms. So all of this is just to say that the presence of harmful algal blooms is an issue that has to be addressed. So using this HAB mapping system that I found, we can it's from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We can see some of the impacts of HABs on their environment. So this is a tool that maps blooms of algae, the impact on living organisms in the environment through right over here, the possible fish kills, and then water flows and other relevant information. So unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of data on the Texas coast, which I'll show you by zooming out here. But Florida is well mapped. See, Texas coast over here, there isn't a whole lot to look at. But Florida is well mapped due to the red tide, which is a large algal bloom that has pervaded the Florida coast for a really long time. So here I have mapped the presence of a species of algae called Carina brevis, where there are possible fish kills. So the orange circles represent medium cell levels from about the 100,000s to 1 million range, while the red circles measure over 1 million cells of Carina brevis. As we can see, there's an abundance of HABs in the Gulf Coast, and even if we can't see them on the Texas coast, it's a shared ecosystem. So whatever happens on the Florida coast will have repercussions in Texas. And HABs have dramatically increased over the past 40 years, and many researchers are looking at pollution as one of the causes. The presence of excess nutrients like nitrogen or phosphorus, which I'm focusing on, in water runoff can lead to the overgrowth of algae. This infographic right over here from the EPA shows the cycle of HABs, how it starts, and provides a couple of solutions. So right up here, we can see that pollution of nitrogen and phosphorus from agriculture, industry, and then even individual homes flows into the aquatic environment and supplies the algae with an abundance of nutrients. It also provides additional solutions right down here to the problem of HABs, like wetland conservation, aquatic buffers, and cover crops. I'm not focusing on those today, but it's good to know that we have other possible solutions to this big issue. So based on the information from both the mapping system and the infographic, we can conclude that the presence of HABs has a profound impact on the environment, and the overabundance of phosphorus in the water runoff only stands to exacerbate that issue. I hypothesize that switching people to phosphorus-free detergents could limit the growth of HABs and their negative impact on the environment. I believe this hypothesis still stands, but to take it a step further, we should think about how to go about this. Many phosphorus-free detergents and fertilizers exist today and work very well, but a lot of people don't take advantage of them. A simple Google search of phosphate-free detergent or fertilizer will provide anyone with easy access to helping their environment. But how do we get them to do that? I propose through voluntary or mandatory restrictions on phosphorus in detergents or fertilizers. And we can see an example of this in Atlanta, Georgia. According to the USGS, they began to implement both voluntary and mandatory restrictions on phosphorus detergents in 1984, which led to about a 77% decrease in phosphorus levels downstream of the city. This shows us that not only is our goal attainable, but it's already happening. Texas only needs to follow suit and begin tackling this issue on a larger scale. Thank you.